guys, so I just wanted to get on here and just make a video about how to progress in your weight. So sometimes you'll find yourself stuck at a weight and it can be a little frustrating, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be stuck there forever, and it doesn't necessarily mean that that weight is bad for you, okay? Sometimes you just have to change up things such as the tempo, the reps, just maybe increasing time under tension, maybe doing drop sets. So these are different ways that you can actually increase your weight. Also working on lower muscle, using lower weights, going to fatigue, so learning what kind of fatigue is, and that's how you're going to be able to progress. Like I said, sometimes it is frustrating when you can't go up in weight, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you aren't getting a challenge from the weight that you're using. So I'm going to go ahead and give you an example. This is going to be something I feel that is sometimes what people want to increase on, but you can use this pretty much for any of your weights. So I'm going to work on a lateral raise, okay? So this was something that I actually had to work on a lot when I first started working out, and I'm just going to show you a couple ways that I actually helped myself increase to 20 pounds. Right now I'm not at that 20-pound mark like I used to be, but that's okay. So I'm just going to show you the things that I did. So at first I was starting around, honestly, like a 7.5 pound, okay? So I'm going to go ahead, so I have 8s here. I'm going to go ahead and just work on a lateral raise. Now, one thing that you need to make sure is that you have good form. So with lateral raise, you want to have nice, soft arms, so not fully extended arms as you go out to the side. And then you're also not going straight out from your shoulder. You're actually coming out almost at like a slight, we'll say at like a 65-degree angle. So it's not 45, you're not horizontal. So it's just kind of like right in the middle, like 65, 70 degrees. So from there, what you're going to do is, you're going to go ahead and work with the weight that you're using. Okay, so for example, like I said, I started off pretty much at a 7.5. I'd probably say I'm there comfortably now, but say you have a set number of reps that you're doing. So say if you're following a program, I'll also link my website here because I now have programs available. So say you're following your program, you're going to the reps that you need to do, and you're like, okay, well that was good, but I still feel like I have juice in here, okay? But your goal is to also like increase weight at the same time. So what you can do, for example, say that your program says 3 sets of 12, okay? So what you can actually do on all 3 sets is go ahead and pick a weight that you can manage. So I'll go ahead and go with the 12. So this is a weight that is slightly heavier than the weight that I was working with, but it's not to the point where my form is awful, okay? So this is one of the things you can do. Go ahead and do however many reps you can do, good form with a heavier weight. And then from there, so we'll say about 5 here. And then you're like, okay, I know if I do another one, it's gonna be kind of wonky. You're gonna go ahead and go back to the weight that you were using. And then from there, you're gonna just go until fatigue. So I know with programs, there's a lot of times where it's just a set amount of numbers, but this is kind of where you have to like listen to your body. It's okay to actually challenge your body and do a lot of reps because 1, you're building muscular endurance, and 2, you're stimulating for muscle growth. So if you do a couple reps with heavier weight, it'll be beneficial to your body because you're stimulating your body like, hey, we need to learn how to be able to manage this weight. So you're really just trying to tell your body, I'm gonna be lifting a little heavier, so I'm just letting you know, because then your body's like, okay, well now I have to be prepared for that. So that's what you can do. So that was something, that's like a drop set. And then from there, that's one of the things you can do. Another thing that you can do that I actually did too was go ahead and work with the heavier weight. So do as many good reps as you can here. And then once you feel like the reps are gonna be bad, just do as much range as you can. So these are like half reps. So you're still gonna be working the shoulder like you want to because the shoulder actually has to come into play, but you won't necessarily get the same range of motion, and that is totally fine because you're still stimulating that muscle, and what you're doing is just working that muscle to fatigue. So that's another thing that you can do. And then also just having another drop set. So instead of just doing 2 drop sets, so one drop set, you can do 2, which is actually really good. So you can start with your heavier weight, do your however many good ones you can until it's just like, okay, the form is gonna be really off. I'm gonna go ahead and drop these, grab the next weight, probably your normal weight, do as many as you can there. And then from there, you're gonna go ahead and go to a lighter weight. Now, again, we're gonna do like a half rep thing. So instead of half repping at the bottom, you're going to half rep at the top. So you're keeping your body under tension because this is a lighter weight, okay? So now that you've completely burned out, so for example, this is what it's gonna look like. You've got your 1, 2, 3, and then it's like, okay, 1, you can do your half reps here, 4, 5, okay, for example, resting, and then you're gonna do full reps here. 1, 2, 3, you know, however many you can get. It's just an example. And then if you want to like half rep it here, you can definitely do that. Just make sure body's not rocking. And then from there, arms are already going to be tired. So you're just going to be good form up at the top, and you'll feel shoulders working here. Like even just doing the example, you can feel the shoulders working. But that's something that you can do. So those are 3 different things. So you can do 1 drop set, you can add in half reps, you can stimulate the body with a heavier weight. And then, like I said, just half reps, but you can do half reps at the top. Drop sets, half reps, and then just stimulating your body, getting ready for a heavier weight. So that's how you're gonna be able to increase things, even on whether it be your legs, any sort of lifting, you can definitely do those 3 things. So drop sets, stimulate your body, get it ready for a heavier weight, and then add in half reps. So even though, like I said, you're not getting the full range of motion, your body's still benefiting from the time under tension, which a lot of people don't normally do. They're normally just kind of doing same movement over and over again. But the longer you keep the tension on the body, the more the muscle has to work, okay? So that's something to kind of keep in your back pocket. Time under tension is super important, which is probably why you hear trainers talking about it so much, is because the muscle does not know weight. So your muscles are blind. This is what I try to tell all my clients. Your muscles don't know how much weight you're lifting. They only feel the tension. So the more tension that you give the muscles, the more that they're working, okay? So that's like one of those things. Keep in mind, it doesn't necessarily matter how much weight you're lifting. It matters more about how much tension you're putting on the muscle, okay? So again, time under tension is super important. I'm just letting you know that because I don't want you to get caught up in how much weight you're lifting, okay? A lot of the times when you're worried about how much weight you're lifting, it becomes an ego-driven thing, and that's not necessarily what you need to be going for in the gym. If you're going in there trying to lift weights, trying to feel good about yourself, shouldn't really matter about how much weight that you're doing, because even if you are doing 8, 12, and 5 pounds, you can still get a great workout, just as good as somebody who wants to try 45, 50 pounds, whatever. The goal is, for me as a trainer, is for you to be able to do your lifts correctly, so with good form, so that you're not injuring yourself, you're not looking crazy in the gym, and you're able to still look good and feel like you've got a really good workout. So like I said, this is a way that you can progress time under tension, adding in drop sets, and adding in half reps. So those are ways, again, you can increase any sort of lift. I just gave an example of a lateral raise today. So if you guys like this content, go ahead, like, share, and subscribe. I'll be adding more videos here periodically. I have a lot of exercise videos on here, and now I also have a website. So if you'd be interested in wanting to train with me or trying to get a program, kind of feel what I do, I have linked my website down below. So you can definitely just go into that link and just browse the programs. I only have 3 up right now because I'm just starting my website, but I'm excited to have those 3 up. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and like I said, if you like this, go ahead, like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye.